Welcome to Milwaukee. The Raptors on the verge of closing out a series for the first time in team history without it going the full limit. They've won every series in either 5 games against the Knicks or 7 games, be it last year. So Sherm, a chance to close it out beforehand and, more importantly, get some rest as they look forward to potentially the next series against the Cleveland Cavaliers. But the Raptors have had their issues. They are 0-3 in these games when leading three games to 2, and have just had difficulty getting that last button done.
Yeah, they've struggled in terms of scoring the basketball and as well giving up points in those games. Opponents are averaging a little over 100 points per game, and you look at this series against the Bucks, it's been a struggle to score until the last game, and the Raptors finally broke out with 118 points. But they've got to be a better team. The last 2 games, the Raptors have been very solid in terms of defending the 3-point shot on the Bucks. Got them down from the mid-40s to under 39%, and I think now, under 35%. And now when you look at the Raptors from an offensive perspective, they're sharing the basketball. 28 assists in the last game. The ability to find offense outside of their main guys and Colin DeMar, it's going to be crucial in this game. They're going to need a team effort.
Well, they're going to face a lot of energy from the Bucks with their season on the line, Sherman. To your point about assists, Raptors averaged 23 assists in their wins in this series, 13 assists in their losses. They played other Game 6s, Sherm, knowing that, well, they got Game 7 in their back pocket. It happened against Brooklyn. It happened against Miami. It happened against Indiana. They have Game 7 in their back pocket now. But experience would tell them they need to close this out now, Sherm.
Yeah, that's got to be the message. I mean, you understand who you are, and I've been talking about the growth and the maturation process of this group. There's been continuity. So the main guys have been around for these runs, and they understand what it takes because they haven't accomplished it yet. So you figure that there's a complete understanding of how to get the job done. Then the urgency. If this is a team that's trying to take that next step, you've got to take advantage of these situations. You've got to close this out and make sure you don't force it to a Game 7 and give Milwaukee a chance. I think they're at that point in the revolution, and they've got to take care of business in Game 6.
All right, so what does Milwaukee do? Since Norman Powell was inserted into the lineup after the Game 3 debacle, he started Game 4. His output has doubled. He was scoring 8.5 points off the bench in the series. He's now scoring more than double. He's almost 19. He's 18.5 as a starter. What does Jason Kidd do to counteract that? That has been the question that we've been asking. We didn't see much of it in Game 5, although Milwaukee did produce offensively. The Raptors kind of won that game like the beginning of the year, where their offense was going and their defense was good enough. But what does Jason Kidd do, Sherm, to try and overcome the insertion of Norman Powell?
Well, I think a little bit of what they're doing with Giannis Antetokounmpo, the Raptors they're kind of gapping him and forcing him to take jump shots, and that's kind of what you want to do with Norman Powell. He can make it, but you'd rather see him play from distance than attack your paint. And that high screen and roll center court has caused a lot of problems with Norm coming downhill, so they want to really get into him on that situation and really wall him off and not allow him to get all the way to the paint. But if I'm Jason Kidd, I look at my team and say, defensively, we can be better. We can be a team that can close off driving lanes. We can contest shots. And also, they can't turn the basketball over. They can't give the Raptors extra possessions. They did that a lot in Game 5.
All right, well, you can see the game, a potential closeout game if you're a Raptor fan, 7 o'clock Eastern on Sportsnet, and hear it on TSN 1050.